Hey folks, this is Vince with Ads Gaming Addiction, and today we're going to quickly check out Bulwark Evolution Falconeer Chronicles. Rolls right off the tongue. This is a game that you can find on Steam for about 20 bucks. There is a 50% off sale going on right now until September 20th. So if you like what you see, you may want to pick up the game while it's cheap. Although please try the demo first, because my experience with this game was not a positive one. I may be in the minority here, so just try the demo. So, on paper, this all sounded good. It's a dynamic strategy game where you build, expand, and defend a grand civilization with modes ranging from peaceful creativity to intense warfare, shaped by player feedback and evolving gameplay. That's what the Steam Store page says anyway. There are scenarios, there's a free build mode, and from what I saw, it felt like a 4X game with a city building aspect to it, but also you could switch to your ship and fly around in like an overhead mode and investigate areas. And at first, when I first booted this game up, I was impressed. Like, graphically, visually, I was awed by everything. I'm like, wow, if the rest of the game is this good, then I'm going to have a great time with this. Unfortunately, I got past the tutorial, and then soon after I just quit. Because, first of all, the tutorial does not feel complete to me. Parts of the tutorial kept repeating itself, even though I had completed it. At least I thought I had completed it. And it just kept repeating, like tasks were just asking me to do the same thing over again. So I'm like, well, what did I do wrong? And then when the tutorial ended, I felt like, well, okay, let's go and play the game now. But now what? What do I do? What's the strategy here? What am I supposed to do? How do I advance? What's the gameplay loop? I know how to build towers off of my main outpost. And, I know how to put resource collectors on mines and stuff to get resources. There's like wood and iron. But I don't know, what am I supposed to do? What's the general gameplay flow? The game doesn't tell you any of this. It's very unintuitive. I got past, the basic, controls and stuff, but after that, I'm like, well, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. So, in addition to that, things didn't snap very easily for me. You're supposed to, whenever you're creating towers off of, you're creating, a branching tree of sorts from your outpost, and you're going to be creating towers where workers can walk between them and resources can be carried. You're going to be creating harbors so that you can ferry things back and forth between distant mines. That, again, all of that is cool, but sometimes it doesn't snap very well, and whenever you hit a control to see everything, you'll see a bunch of lines and colors, and I see workers and stuff. I don't know how to get more workers. It was just a mess with me. I felt stupid playing this game, and that frustrated me. And on top of that, armed with the knowledge of how to build resource collectors on resources, I went to go and build one, and it said I'm out of resource collectors. The tutorial did not explain anything about that. How do you get more? I don't know. This is an example of a game where the developer creates something that has a lot of good intentions and a lot of good ideas, and he knows the game so well that he's able to click, no problem. But actually getting that knowledge that he has to the players actually playing it for the first time, this is an example of this is an example of a situation where the developer did not, at least for me, do a good enough job explaining their own game. And I tried figuring it out. I messed around with it. I left with more questions than I had answers to after the tutorial was over. And when I get frustrated and when a game leaves me questioning things rather than, allow me to play the game and enjoy the environment, that's when I usually turn off the game and move on to something else. Because I've got way too many games to cover to sit here and try and guess as to what the developer's intentions were with this game. And that's frustrating because the game graphically is amazing. It's fun to look at. I love the building aspect. You move the mouse out from an outpost somewhere and You can build little platforms and you see houses appearing. All that's cool. All of that is really cool. But, clicking on things sometimes, like, I'll click on something, the camera will move, and I have to reposition the camera because that's not where I wanted the camera. It just sort of auto snaps to a place I didn't want it to be. And there's no mini-map. So I'm constantly switching back and forth. Like, if I want my flyer to go somewhere, I don't know which direction he's pointing because there's no compass. There's no mini-map. So I'm constantly tabbing to move my plane, then going back to regular view to see where it is, what direction the camera's facing, and then I have to keep tabbing back and forth between the two, and that is super annoying. So, like, I feel like this game still needs more time to cook, in my opinion. The tutorial is half-baked. The game doesn't do a good enough job explaining things. It's very unintuitive. There's no mini-map. It's just, as graphically nice as this game is, and as good as the ideas are, I just don't feel like it's implemented well. So, and I left scratching my head when I shut this game off, and I left frustrated. So that's not, in my opinion, a good game. Even though it has very positive reviews on Steam, this is just not a game that I got. It didn't click with me. So, like I said, try the demo for yourself and see if it's something that you get. Well, this is Vince. Thanks for watching. Catch y'all next time. Take care.